Let's have a look at the addition and subtraction of surds. So just like in algebra where you add pronumerals, you might have something like 3a plus 4a. You'd say that that's 7a because your pronumerals are the same. Surds are exactly the same. What we can do is we can say 3 root 2 plus 4 root 2, and we'd say we have 7 root 2. So we're looking for what they call like surds. These surds are like because they're exactly the same number. We just add the coefficients. So 3 plus 4 gives you 7. Another example would be 3 root 2 take away 2 root 2. Well, we've got like surds. We can take these away. 3 take away 2 will give you 1 root 2, and we can simplify that and say it's root 2. Another example would be 3 root 2 take away 4 root 2. Alright, in this case we're taking away more than 3. We're going to go to minus 1 root 2, and we'd simplify that and say it's minus root 2. Last one we'll look at here is root 7 plus root 5 plus 2 root 7. Okay, so we're looking for like surds. So we're going to have root 7 here plus another 2 root 7. So what you'll have in the end is root 5 plus, we've got 3 root 7. In some cases, you're going to be adding or subtracting surds where you don't have like surds. In those cases, what you need to do is look for any surds that can be simplified. So here we've got root 3. We know we can't simplify that, but root 12 can be. We're going to be looking for the square factors inside of that. So we'll rewrite it as 5 root 3 take away. Now, instead of writing root 12, I'll just split it up into those factors. We've got 4 times 3, or root 4 times root 3. Now looking at this, we know that that's going to become 2, so we'll rewrite it as 5 root 3 take away 2 root 3. Exactly the same thing. Root 4 times root 3 is the same as 2 times root 3. So once again, we'll just simplify this now by saying 5 root 3 take away 2 root 3, and that's going to give you 3 root 3. Another example we could try would be 2 root 5 take away 5 root 15 plus 4 root 5 minus 2 root 15. Looking at these surds here, you're going to think to yourself, well, maybe I can simplify them. The easiest way to do it is to have a look at 15 and ask yourself, what are the factors, and are any of those factors square factors? So 15 is either going to be 15 multiplied by 1, or we could try 3 times 5. There are no other factors there. Looking at these, none of them are square factors. If we take the square root of any of these numbers here, they're not going to reduce down to a whole number. So we know that these surds can't be simplified any further. What we'll do is we'll just collect the ones that are like surds. So we've got 2 root 5 here plus 4 root 5. That's going to give you 6 root 5. So it's equal to 6 root 5. And over here I've got minus 5 root 15. And I'm taking away 2 more. So I'm going to get minus 7 root 15 as my fully simplified answer. So we'll have a look at 2 more examples. These are surds containing fractions. Before we begin, we need to look at 2 little concepts here. The first is that if we have something like root 5, if we multiply that by a 2, then that 2 will simply become the coefficient. We're going to be saying 2 multiplied by whatever's on the front there. In this case, it's going to be a 1. So 2 multiplied by 1, we're going to get 2 root 5. Now the other thing we need to look at is just a quick refresh on fractions. If we have 1/4 plus 2/3. What we're going to do is add them together by finding the lowest common denominator. So both 4 and 3, if you went through the multiples of 4 and 3, the lowest common denominator will be 12. So we need to make 4 into a 12 and 3 into a 12 using multiplication. So what do you multiply 4 by to make it into a 12? Well, it's going to be 3 times. And we do the same to the top. Over here on the right hand side, what do you multiply 3 by to make it into a 12? On this side it's going to be 4 times, and you do exactly the same to the top. So with that, what we get is 3 times 1, that gives us 3, 3 times 4 gives us 12, and if you know your fractions you'll see that 1/4 is the same as 3 over 12, and on the right hand side we've got 8 over 12. We can join those together now, add them. 8 plus 3 will give you 11 over 12. So how do we use that on the left hand side? Well, we first of all want to make sure that on top everything's simplified. Yes, it is, we're fine. the next thing we're going to do is look for the lowest common denominator that they both have. So 2's and 3's will both go into 6. So we need to convert 2 into 6 and 3 into 6 using multiplication. What do we multiply 2 by? It's going to be 3 times. And we do the same to the top. Over here on the right, this is going to get multiplied by 2 to become a 6. So multiply it by 2, same with the top. Okay, finally what we do is we multiply 3 onto root 2, we get 3 root 2 over 6 plus 2 root 2 over 6, and we join those together. 3 root 2 plus 2 root 2 will give you 5 root 2 all over 6. So one final example, the first thing you need to do is check the top, make sure that the surds are fully simplified. Yes, they are, so we're going to keep going. We need to find the lowest common denominator on the bottom. So what do 3's and 5's both have in common as a multiple? Well, multiplying up, we can see that 3's and 5's will both go into 15. So we need to multiply 3 by what to make it 15? 5. Do exactly the same to the top. On the right hand side, what do we multiply 5 by to become 15? It's going to be 3. And the same to the top. Okay, so moving forward with that, 5 multiplied by 2, we don't multiply the surd, only that leading number, that coefficient there. 5 times 2 will become 10 root 3 over 5 times 3 is 15, minus, and then once again 4 times 3 gives you 12, root 3 over 15. So we've got 10 root 3 over 15, take away 12, that's going to give you minus 2 root 3 over 15.